it's folks who seem to think that position equals performance when you're on the bike. And these folks are often really getting quite high here at the saddle and low at the handlebars, and getting themselves into what is commonly kind of called aggressive riding positions. And of course you'll see that in the pro peloton, so surely there must be some advantage. Well, yes, there may be a performance advantage in that you're going to have less frontal area, catch less air, less drag. You feel that yourself if you go headwind into when you're down on the bars. There is also a biomechanical advantage in that if you do get down lower in good spinal postures, you can load the whole of the posterior chain a little bit better, and then it can unload a little bit more efficiently. Maybe you'll get more contribution from the powerful glute group if you can get down into these controlled postures. But it comes at a price, and the price is usually back pain. Low back pain, mid-thoracic back pain, and sometimes I see people with insertional hamstring type problems because, quite frankly, their hamstrings can't take the load or aren't long enough. So, what should you do about it? Well, certainly the first thing you should do about it is just consider your body shape, because if you haven't got the body shape or the body range of movement to hold those lower front bar positions higher back, it's just not going to happen. All you're doing is tearing yourself apart. If the hamstrings just aren't long enough to get down into that loaded position, they're going to tilt your pelvis backwards. If your thoracolumbar fascia, this really tough sort of connective tissue in here, is so tight that it can't release, you're not going to get into those postures without creating problems. So I guess a starting point, and it is only a starting point, for you to get used to and be able to work harden yourself into more aggressive cycling postures, is to maybe sort your range of movement out first. So let's keep this really simple. We've got our target, this kind of posterior chain, the hamstrings and the low back, and I'm going to show you 4 really simple little routines to get some mobility back in those areas. So number 1 is really simple. Get yourself one of these little spiky balls, they're all the same, maybe Amazon or something. And you're going to work on the 2 columns of muscles either side of your spine. Just give them a battering. Don't worry how you're doing it. Okay? And actually don't even worry about what it does, because there's lots of boffins out there and they can't even agree what it does. But trust me, after you've given them a good battering, somehow you get a bit of a kind of release of tension that allows you to do the stretch a lot better. So I'm working my right column there, then I can shift it across, work my left column, maybe 2 minutes, and then you go straight into the stretch. The stretch is going to be a simple prayer stretch. Okay, so I'm going to be in this nice, straight, strong posture down. Okay, now that's not really releasing the spine yet, but I want to stretch this kind of tissue that comes underneath here. So my hands went further forward. Then they go well forward, strong spinal posture. That's got me prepared. Back, straight underneath me, hands underneath my shoulders, knees apart. Now down I go into what we call child's pose. Arms down behind me, and just let it go. Really let it go. And you're going to need to be in that position for about 30 to 40 seconds, and then get back up again, give it another battering, get back down again, do it again. In fact, do it 3 times. The next one is a straightforward hamstring stretch. It's a static, long hold stretch. Find yourself a doorway, something like this. Push yourself really tight to it. That's quite important, okay? So I push right tight to it, legs are bent up. I boot that leg up, little bend in the knee. Now I'm getting a very strong hamstring stretch, particularly if I hang around in here for about 30 to 40 seconds. The more flexible I get, the further I go past and through the door. So that's a long hold hamstring stretch. Let's get you doing 3 times 40 seconds on each leg. Let's stick with the hamstring, but we're going to kind of add a little posture stretch to it. So I'm going to put my foot up on something, foot flat. And I've got a little spread in the legs. This leg is going backwards. Stick down your spine. The important thing is, it sticks in your bum, it sticks on top of your head. It doesn't bow like that. If you bow, you're breaking down your posture. You're going to stay, spine is as straight as the stick, and then you're going to go down into a simple hamstring stretch, but fight to keep your spine in that posture. So I'm getting both the education of holding that strong spinal posture and the hamstring length. Again, slow, sustained stretches, 3 times 40 seconds on each leg. And finally, this is just a stretch for this lower area of the spine here, that fibrous tissue that gets down there, very tight, tough stuff. So, a bit of a funny stretch, you get yourself in this kind of position. I'm really quite tight down here, so I struggle with this one. You've got your stick, I'm using that stick to pull me in. I'm actually pulling myself in, dropping my head down, and I can feel a real lengthening through there. And then I can just creep my heels a little bit further forwards, go in, pull. I think you're getting the idea, yeah? Creep a little bit further forwards, go in, pull. Let your head go down. And I can really feel that lumbar spine stretching. Just build your skills with that incrementally. So, there you go. Instead of worrying how your bike's set up, kind of worry about how your body's set up to fit on the bike. That makes better sense. Get yourself a stick, start with these stretches, get the body shape sorted first, then start fiddling with your position. Goes in that order.